Jen, do
Good
you usually?
afternoon. Welcome to Jen's Awesome Show. This is an I Love Shipple Wednesday. I do love Shipple a little bit more
Yeah.
than most people expect. We're going to get started here. I have Dan from Immersys here to talk to us about Immersys and Shipple and all those fun things. I have Greg with me as well because it's always good to have someone else asking some questions, so it's not just me talking. And to start with here, just a quick update. Monthly rewards have been distributed for the early adopters of the Shipple packs. So you should have your rewards from now, by now. And there will be another monthly reward session going on. Officially, I believe it started last week, but we're announcing it next week. So stay tuned next week. Details. The Shipple OG Wax Fork airdrop is in progress as we speak. Now, because the drop is being done manually and because hundreds of Shipple OGs are getting forked, it'll take a couple of days. So, how do you know if you've received yours? Any guesses? No
Check
guesses.
blocks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
the
would be
one.
my guess.
So, I'm just going to show that here quickly because a lot of the Shipple OGs are about as one coiner as we get. So I'm here. I'll go to wax.blocks.io. Clearly, I go there often. And what do I do now? Well, I'm going to put my wallet in here. And then how do I know if I got my Shipple? Let's say I'm not taking very good keeping track of how much Shipple I had to start with. And I'm not sure. I'm going to filter by Shipple. Did I receive anything? I got a Shipple mission, and all of the rest was from October the 3rd, and I was directly involved in all of that. So if this was the account I used when I filled out my form, I have not received anything yet. If I did receive something, it would say something in the memo about being the Shipple fork. So that's that. Pretty straightforward.
I didn't know you could filter it that way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's all kinds of filters, but you can
Nice.
filter it by like a million things. Apparently, you can also filter it by account, although I haven't actually. I'm not sure where you put in like the name of the account. I don't know. Not the expert, but
I don't know anything about blocks.
it's a good website. It has its it has its challenges, but it's good times.
I feel like when I'm viewing my tokens, I'm going on like alcor.exchange or something like that to view it.
Right.
Yeah, I only just discovered that you even could do that. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like as somebody who has been perennially, poor, making big transactions from wax to other things made me extremely nervous. So one of the first things that I learned how to do was go on blocks and make sure the transaction actually happened before I could see it in my wallet. So it just I get cold sweats when there's hundreds of wax floating around somewhere and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's actually going to show up somewhere else.
Well, I got taught about the wax detective like website where I can like plug in a wallet and like see like, okay, somebody just taking my NFT, flipping it and selling it. So I just found out about that recently. So I've been checking that out on certain wallets.
That is nifty, and I definitely want to take some time and check that out because that appeals to my following the paper trail down the wormhole instincts.
Yeah. You can get lost in it a little bit.
Definitely.
Like Squadrell asking me if I just discovered the America. What? I've been here a while. Yeah. I don't know.
Dan, we've never met before. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So who are you to Immersys?
Yeah, so I'm one of the co-founders. So it's me and my partner. We're working on like VR offices. We were trying to like create like virtual experiences when COVID hit. And then we just so happened to find NFTs in that period of time. And we're like, well, we have, VR, AR, applications. Maybe we can go ahead and bring that into, creating a metaverse. And then that's kind of how we started working on it. We just kind of transitioned what we already had from like our virtual tablet and the virtual world that we were creating and these experience that we were creating for like enterprise and brought it to more of like a consumer facing like gamification of it, where you can kind of earn NFTs, experience your NFTs in that virtual space. And it just, it's been kind of what we've been doing full time at this point, for going on about 5 months, I would say at this point.
That is a ton of fun. So what stage of development are you in? An alpha or a beta or a wide open or?
Yeah. So I think we've just within the last week or so kind of reached our MVP in a way where like it's the product's there. It makes sense. All of our key features that we really wanted to show off are there. So we're definitely still in a closed beta. To get in, you need a beta access card. So you have to hold the NFT. As long as you download the game and hold that card, you can get in and play it. The nice thing about it is a lot of those core things, as I mentioned, are just in there. So, you can already play and earn NFTs like through the gameplay. So like you'll chop down a tree and as soon as you pick up the log, it gets sent right into your wallet. And then those trees can also drop like these cool recipes that you can find that are super rare. And ultimately they kind of allow you to create your own like business and own like people are partnering with other people to gather resources from different sides of the table to create a final tool and then selling the tool on the secondary market. So it's creating this like cool economy inside the metaverse where, they're relying on each other doing different activities and then they can buy and sell and trade, amongst each other. And then we also have our virtual marketplace. So these are, player owned, 3D, I think of them as 3D websites, right? So these are, people have brought their like actual storefronts, their physical storefronts in the real world, recreated them, and then brought them into our virtual marketplace. And now you can experience their whole brand identity and culture and everything like that while purchasing, not just NFTs, but, also some of their physical products and things like that. And then there's just some other, cool things that we have in there as well that we're building upon.
Casually drops that there's some other cool things in there.
Yeah, you can spawn out your NFTs, show off your NFTs. There's that sense of ownership, especially in a digital space where, a lot of our NFTs are just, 2D pictures. So it's a whole different experience when you're the only person and you can see the people in the room with you and be the only one to spawn something out. And then people are like, oh, how'd you get that? They look at it and then they see there's only 10 of them left and it's worth like $1,000 or something like that. I think it's a perfect example of how that digital ownership transitions really well from a website to, a virtual world that you can play in.
That
Nice.
is absolutely nifty. And so it is all in VR, correct?
It's not actually. So you can actually download it. So it's available on PC as well. So you can, as long as you have a Windows PC, we do want to port it to like Mac and all that. Our team's just not that big enough. Like seriously, like there's like 2 main creators and then a bunch of contractors that are working on the project with us that we have hired in. As we probably just don't have the funds to hire somebody that can port it at this point either. So it's more of like it's a big project, but it's like a hobby project too. Like we spend so many hours working on this project. And it's fun, but
I was looking at the Atomic Hub listings. It's like $3, $3.50 to get an NFT that gets you in like a ticket, right? Is that?
Yeah. So so the beta pass is something that we sold the first original 100. And the reason that we sold the first 100 is we couldn't really think of a good way to choose who gets in. But then every other beta pass that's ever been sent out has been airdropped to people that hold the beta pass. So the first 100 got 100, and then, the next 200 got another round of it. So it's kind of been, expanding just through word of mouth, like either them giving it to a friend and saying, hey, come try this out, or, them putting on the secondary market or trading it for something else inside the game.
Beautiful.
This is really neat. Yeah, I'm in. Later.
Awesome.
Yeah, I have like 0.35 wax in my account right this minute. So
I can send it to you.
But we'll get there.
I can send it to you. I have a couple. I have a couple cards.
Shipple. Can we pay in Shipple?
That'd be perfect. I think I have some already, but you can. I can accept any kind of payment for them. Okay. They're just a way to get you in. So I said, we're not taking payments for them. We're just allowing the community to take it.
Right on.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm Shipple rich and the wax poor right now.
Yeah. That's how I feel about a lot of things. Yes. I have all these NFTs, but no wax.
Mm-hmm.
there's one of the LPs that I whaled into this weekend. I own more of it than Corey does, that's never happened with anything that I've ever done before. So I even sent him a message in the middle of the night, say, hey, guess who doesn't hold the number one spot in that pair anymore?
Yeah. Any kind of wax pairing with those LP rewards are tough to avoid. Yeah. Especially if you have the token sitting around or you earned it through some other type of airdrop.
Yeah.
I'm like in 10.
This is the Shipple lithium pair, which I
both
those things. I got a lot of that. So that's good. I'm watching the value bump up on those things. And so what do you guys? So you guys don't have like an internalized token or anything, right? You're just using the NFTs as a.
So we do have a token as well. It's our Fate token. So we kind of created this token system where the Fate token is what you use to kind of create. So it's basically how you can you basically pay us using Fate to import assets in, similar to how like Uplift like takes the pictures and can bring them and import them in. Right. We can do that for like NFTs that you can spawn into the space. We're also using it to allow people to pay for like some of our like whitelisted game, like white labeled games. So like say we create a racing game, right? That racing game can work with our NFTs, but then we can also kind of, rebrand it so that it functions for your game too. So say you can't develop a game, but you want to create, race car NFTs. Well, we can give your race car NFTs, an experience where, so your collectors can race their cars using your own app that you paid for using the token. So it's its use cases kind of come in the form of allowing you to, bring content into the metaverse and allow you to become a creator. We kind of want to go the route of like creating passive income through allowing you to create something that provides value to other people inside of a metaverse, basically.
I gotcha. Yeah. Neat.
Yep.
That's pretty neat.
Okay.
Jen's got a list of questions. I'm just kind of hanging.
I have a ton of questions, and I'm listening and looking and all the rest of that too. So if I have some Fate and I have some Shipple and I start a pool, is everybody buying in?
Yeah.
I'll buy in.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
I'll buy in.
Okay.
I can look into see if we can. Yeah.
Instead of the Jen, we should be calling her D Jen because
that's how it all got started.
That's how
anyway,
this is going.
So I did have some actual legitimate questions as well here. So you've built your metaverse from the ground up, correct?
Correct. So this is it's built in Unity. It's a game engine that our CTO or another co-founder, he goes by Make Stupid Games, has been working on since he was a kid, to be honest. So it's kind of been his life project in a way. That's kind of been manifested into the metaverse, but then prior it was like enterprise apps and VR offices and stuff like that.
Okay, so what are some of the then benefits and challenges of building from the ground up versus using an out-of-the-box platform to get started?
Yeah, so first off, Sandbox is very tough to achieve. It's very nice that in Minecraft you can download, Minecraft. It's already an established game. Most people know, how it works, how it plays. Like for the most part, like your brother or sister might have like already had it on the computer for all you know, right? It's that popular. It's just it's a household name. And the fact that you can create whatever you want using the building blocks and just the game, it allows you to create games inside of it. It's kind of the perfect game in a way, right? You'd ideally like to create a world where people can go in there, take everything that's in there and then arrange it how they want. And then that's a whole new game that just kind of pops up with inside of it. From our side of things, the complications are just, first off, we're a download, right? So a lot of the applications in the space right now are browser based and, very easy to kind of get in there and get set up. Especially in Wax, where it's the Wax Cloud Wallet, and you kind of have to have that pop up to sign a transaction. Desktop applications are just very difficult to kind of get functioning properly unless you have like a login server side where you're like connecting your Wax Cloud Wallet and then another username and then sending that information in there. We kind of did a little workaround where we're doing like a deep link in where you're signing into your Wax Cloud Wallet on a browser and then sending that information to the game, which that presents some other issues where like, the signing of transactions just don't really happen inside that game. So we have to find these really cool, unique, like tools and applications where we can make it feel like you're on chain for certain things that matter, like your inventory's on chain, like all your NFTs are on chain. And then what we kind of do is cover it with our game interfaces to make it feel like you're you're all inside of the game, but then you're occasionally popping out, signing the transaction, but then you pop back into the game. So that's kind of one of the tough things, is it's not completely fluid just because of how Wax is set up, unfortunately. And building it from the ground up, you obviously have to kind of build the tools. It does take a little while to build things, especially when it's not like I could just have somebody build, chop some trees down and then build like your entire house. We have to have a 3D modeler or somebody create that actual model, and then bring it into the game and then give it its functionality, which obviously takes time as well.
Okay, this is interesting. I'm looking forward to taking a look and seeing how it feels, because that's how do you find that people are generally reacting to the everything's in game except for the signing of transactions business? Like, is that going over fairly smoothly, or are people kind of hesitant about it?
So I think the biggest thing that people are recognizing is the fact that it can go on multiple chains. So we get the ask to come to multiple chains pretty often, because they know that, all we really need to do is be able to get a wallet linked up and an API pinged, and then we can have those NFTs in there and being verified. So it's kind of like good in that manner. And then like there's also like the whole group that like wants the mobile phone, like be able to support on the mobile phone. And like, we're just missing that audience. But, it's tough because our goals are to kind of make it like a AAA, but budget version of a AAA, game ultimately. So yeah, we can start, small, and then I think we're early enough that we can kind of just continue to grow into what we want it to ultimately be. Like right now, our avatars don't even have legs, but we will eventually, have an entire character customization thing where, you design the face, body, legs, arms, hair, like eyes, and you just actually have your own online avatar. So like, as we kind of,
you guys got to get the rights to the song for rollout day. They got legs. You got to get that license so you can.
Right? No, I like the idea. We gotta hype that up though, because I mean we've been missing legs for so long.
Things have just been crawling along.
Yeah. We're just floating bodies, but yeah.
I'm amazed at the ground up, the ground up VR thing. That's pretty amazing. None of what Uplift has become started with an idea of rolling it out to a big metaverse thing. It really just started as a play server for a few friends, and the idea of building something from the ground up just it's kind of stunning to me. But you got somebody that's been working with the engine for a long time. Build, like you said, building virtual offices. That's fascinating to me, because I've actually done a couple of conference rooms in the Uplift for people to use to entertain. And Corey and our first idea was we were going to interview people in the Minecraft world. Like I built a studio, an underwater studio, for us to do avatar interviews with folk. And that's pretty neat. That I like when I have a cool idea and it's not I'm not the only person who's at it.
Definitely
like
not
that crazy. Yeah. There are others. Yeah.
The interview process is really cool. Like that is one thing that we would love to kind of extend out even further in the world, is just the ability for people to kind of come in there, and like we want to make it like streamer friendly. Like like a lot of streamers want to be able to like host giveaways and stuff like that. So just have like these apps and things on our virtual interface where they can pull it up, maybe grab off the the YouTube comments, like people's wallets, and then either play some type of game out, or even just like you were saying, like host a show. I know that we're working on bringing in people's live streams into the world, so you can kind of go into maybe their own like custom hub where their show just goes live occasionally, and you can be sitting in the audience watching the live stream inside of there.
Yeah, we wanted that on the Uplift server, and it turns out that in Minecraft it's so complicated. Like it's a pretty big programming hurdle to get live TV into a Minecraft world.
I've done some Minecraft modding before. Like I ran some servers, but I'm a big like Skyblock guy. Like I don't know why. I just like the idea of like you start with very little and then build it out. Yeah.
Skyblock is cool.
It's cool for economies.
Yep.
So how do we make that jump then from, let's say I'm hanging out in the Uplift with my friends and we want to go watch your show live streamed. How do I get from my house in the Uplift into your auditorium in Immersys without necessarily making it a big, I have to close one game and I have to jump into the other. I realize that's probably light years away, but
yeah, I
even a
mean,
remote possibility.
hopping from application to application, I think would be a little bit more difficult. I mean, it's not like you can't, I'm assuming, I don't really know too much about how you can code things into Minecraft, not going to lie, but like, I'd imagine like if you can trigger some kind of like opening or like some type of opening another program, I feel like that's the only real way that you can do it. Just because, I mean, you have to open up our app to experience, Immersys.
Yeah.
But we can open up our app through a web browser. So I'm imagining we can open up our app through, another application as well. It'd just be a matter of, programming it in that way. So I know you have the whole like hit the sign thing, but I mean, it'd be something potentially like that, or maybe even like a portal where maybe it just recognizes when you hit that portal, it brings you into another, game basically. But, unless we introduce some type of, WebGL space where like maybe some of our content, because a lot of people do wish that our content was on like mobile or just like a web browser, because they don't want to, they either have a Mac or they can't download or handle the download basically of our game, because their internet's not good enough or it just takes forever. So having some of our instances of like player owned like worlds and areas, maybe if we can get some of that on a web browser, just like in a WebGL setting, you can experience it there and in game, that might be a way to do it. That way it just pops up as a web browser and then you're in there and you can watch the stream with other people.
That could be a lot of fun, because I can see, at least for me anyway, I can see wanting to be in both places at once. And that's a technological challenge for sure. But
it is.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole goal is to get as many things as you can into your one location. The nice thing about our interface, like it has a web browser, right? So that means that we can play the majority of our dApps that are available on Wax already inside of Immersys. So we don't even have to leave the game. I can pull it up, pull up Alien Worlds or pull up our planet, do my crafts. I can even sell like my token on Alcor and still be inside the game playing.
Nice.
Yeah. I do think like if we can get the application to application like integration, that would be really cool, because then you're kind of playing inside of there. But I don't know how it would work. I feel like it'd definitely be a lot more complicated than something on a browser.
It probably is. I've learned that there's an order of magnitude to a lot of these thoughts I'm having about, hey, that would be fun. Oh, but wait, no. So
it would be really fun. Faster than light travel.
Yeah.
But it turns out it's pretty complicated.
But faster than light travel from one app to the next, right?
Well, no, I just meant in the general sense that I have great ideas, but technically they're challenging.
Absolutely, but that doesn't need to be a forever barrier either. So
right. It's an engineering matter now.
Exactly. So moving right along here, I heard that you were interested in Shipple. So when did you learn about Shipple, and what do you know?
So I first started looking into it like with the memberships. So that was the first thing that I saw, and then I started watching, your podcast more or the show more. And then, I mean, I guess I was already in the Uplift like for a while. So obviously you kind of hear about all the different projects that are spawning up from like, you have like you guys, I know Bitcoin Babes is really big into it. I have a bunch of my friends from the K Token team, that are involved in it. So I'm constantly kind of in these groups that are in these different communities inside the Uplift. So, I just naturally kind of go in and take a look at all the projects. Plus you guys are another like metaverse, right? So I'm always kind of just seeing like what's going on, like how are they handling certain situations? Because, a lot of the times we're probably handling something similar. And then, we obviously have our differences as well, but, how are you bringing in people to host events and stuff like that? Cause it's almost a constant thing. You're seeing like that community aspect that maybe we don't have so much. Ours are kind of coming into play to earn through like the game that's already established, rather than like, the community creating these like, events inside the place to come check out their plot of land and stuff like that. So, I mean, I've known about, Shipple token for a while. To be honest, it's just the whole website I've been on, a few times. I have the token myself already, so
nice.
It's not, it's nothing new to me. But yeah,
well, we're waiting for our drop from the other blockchain. Any day now. Like they're doing them by hand, but it's amazing to me that it's going to have use and ability to do things. And Jen and I, like, the Venn diagram of overlap between projects and coins is really hilarious in our world, because Jen is part of the Uplift team and she's part of the Chicken Cost 7. We're the ownership group of the Chicken Cost server world. Yeah. And we are also, Jen and I, both on the Shipple charitable fund board. In other words, we're the people that are making decisions about what charities are gonna be involved and how we're gonna do that. And it all goes back to when Corey invented Shipple and gave me a giant pile of it and said, "Here's," and I'm like, "Can I buy a coffee with this?" No. I was like, "Well, because I was so new to the entire cryptosphere, I had no idea."
Yeah.
And I eventually just people kept bugging me on the Facebook group for, where can I get some Shipple? Where can I get some Shipple? So I challenge everybody, well, go out and donate to your local homeless shelter or food bank tonight. Come back with a receipt and post a picture of it here, and I'll give you Shipple. So I invented like the first use case for Shipple, and it was immediately for charity. That was like the first thing that went through my head was, and so like the whole involvement of Marty Bullshipples, he kind of came back around because he saw what was happening in the Uplift, and he made a decision to buy a large chunk of the world that Jen and I, help manage, and is opening the Disney World of the Uplift universe is going to open here in the next month. And there's going to be an amazing amount of gamification, gamifying generosity, where the whole idea with where Shipple is now, it's going to be a community giving token. We're going to do good in the real world with cryptocurrency. That's the plan. And watching Corey, and more particularly Marty Bullshipples, like grab that bull by the horns and start figuring out how to make that happen so that it generates charitable income it's mind-blowing to me. I just have to sit around and go, yeah, that sounds good. Do that. That's kind of where I am these days. But how do you see Shipple interacting with Immersive? I'm really curious about that.
So this is the cool thing. Like, I mean, it's tough for me to just imagine, because people, like, I played this one game is called Telestrations, where like you write down a phrase and then pass like it, and then somebody else draws it, right? So when people ask me this, like, I can have my own imagination of like what it looks like what does a Shipple and Fate and Immersys look like as a pair. What I like doing is providing you, the phrase here, make Shipple whatever you want it to be, and then you create it, right? I like seeing other people's, ideas come in, and then we just bring them in and make them come to life is really our goal. We kind of want to be just like the platform people kind of bring their ideas, bring their vision in, and then kind of we just help you expand from there. I mean, it could be anything. It really could be. It could be anything from, you like, even what you were kind of mentioning, like just going down to like you could have like a Shipple shop where you kind of go and look for, different volunteer, organizations that you can maybe go spend the weekend at, or spend the week at helping, and, or going to like a food bank, or, donating food, or setting up. Yeah. But, and you could just go in there and just kind of get a list of like, and they could be, Shipple sponsored ones or whatever they can be. And it's whatever you imagine. Like, I don't know exactly what you would want to do. So I just like being able to say, hey, you can create this, and then you go and customize it to, a T, like exactly how and who you want to help, what you want people who find out about the Shipple token to know about it, and your goals and like your vision. And then they can go in there, and then like they have like this, it's just another website for you, basically. It's a way for you to, provide that direct solution with a custom touch of what Shipple looks like. Sort
of like a billboard or a storefront in the Immersys world, so that we can reach whoever's playing the game with the message of what we want to do. I see.
Correct. Yeah.
You were just talking about playing dApps. Like, this blew my mind. Like browser-based dApps that and the ones you find in the Atomic Hub wallet, which I never do. The Wax Cloud Wallet page. So you could set up a poker night basically and play poker on a dApp from inside the Immersys world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's something that Marty has been organizing, is weekly rewarded poker games for Shipple holders. So that's interesting.
You're making me want to just try it out, to be
Right.
honest. Like,
That could
I
be
almost
fun.
want to. So that's the fun thing about it, is because it's a web browser. Like it runs Chromium, so it does have some limitations where it doesn't allow you to like do everything. But
Okay.
you know, it can run most things. It kind of say like, oh, maybe log in with your Gmail. It's like considered unsecure, so you kind of have to pop that out into a real web browser to sign into some apps. But you could sign into your like Anchor wallets and other wallets on the tablet. So
interesting.
What I like doing occasionally is just going through different websites and seeing, hey, does this game function or does it not? I know, I would imagine poker does work. I don't see poker not working.
Especially like, they do the like Texas Hold'em tables where you get a set chip amount to start, and whoever is the last one holding chips wins. That would be really super easy to break down. Edward, I'm sorry, I thought it was Marty. Edward has been running the Shipple Pokers also in Immersys too. All right, so
perfect.
I think we're going to find a connector here. I'm pretty sure we are.
Yeah.
That's fun. Oh, that's a lot of fun. So if I'm kind of jumping a fast forward here and thinking about Shippletopia, we have events going on, and we have the ability to build things, interact, do things. If you're imagine in your head, more or less, Disney meets Las Vegas in the metaverse, what part of that would fit really well in what is already built out in Immersys in terms of an easy infrastructure crossover?
Yeah. So I saw that you kind of have like obviously the plans for the nightclub and building your own businesses and stuff like that. I mean, from crossovers, like people, building inside of there, they can, also potentially like own, a shop inside of Immersys. If you have like concerts going on, it could be like a cross metaverse, experience where maybe you kind of grab some NFTs from the land in Uplift, or maybe then you come over and then get the same, NFTs over, and that you can wear on your avatar inside of Immersys. Until we get the apps to connect, I think it's just kind of collaborating from like a standpoint of events where, you can host it inside of the Shipple owned land, and then, come into Immersys and also kind of have a similar experience, but different experience, on the other end as well.
Okay. I'm thinking about all kinds of fun things. If I ever, let's say that I get into Immersys and I'm having a lot of fun and I build a thing and I want to have an event and invite all my friends from the Uplift. And just to be clear, I don't have nearly as many friends as everybody thinks. Would I be able to invite a bunch of people and have an event? Is it kind of set up for that, or is that not quite yet?
So right now, we can handle roughly about 250 people in a single instance. So, and then the way that we have it kind of blocked out is each room kind of holds that amount. So if you're in our central plaza, you can have 250 there. If you're in our forest gathering NFTs and like mining and chopping wood, 250 there. If we wanted to have you in like our club area, 250 there. So we can have a lot of people online. It's just, we kind of cap out at 250 people per room as of right now, but that could be expanded. It's just more of like, we haven't hit that barrier yet. So why increase it?
Right.
Okay.
We recognize that thing a little. There's only 8 people in here. What could possibly go wrong?
You'd be amazed.
Yeah.
I'm wondering about that too. So if I had, let's say I do something in Immersys and there's some sort of a puzzle that I create because maybe I'm a genius like that. And if you solve my incredibly difficult puzzle, then is it possible that I could have a reward of an NFT that is somehow distributed through the game that would also possibly act as a passport for, say, Shippletopia entrance?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And it would just be, when you perform that activity or you complete that puzzle, it would just automatically mint. Like we can set it up so that, as your character completes something, it sends the action to send whatever the NFT reward is directly to your wallet. And we could do this for a lot of people. I know a lot of collections want to integrate that type of, feature into Immersys, right? So it's a great promotional thing for any collection that wants to come into Immersys. They essentially set up some type of mini game or they set up, an experience inside of there, or they set up a shop. And then all they need to do is maybe interact. Maybe they just need to talk to like the store clerk, right? And then the store clerk will be like, "Oh, here's a coupon," right? And then it's just an NFT that gets straight minted to you for just having that interaction inside the game. And now that coupon maybe whitelist you to another drop, or allows you to get into the like second floor of their shop or something like that. It can be done very, very easily.
The champagne room at the
Hey, there is a champagne room in one of our shops, not gonna lie. Yeah.
I've been thinking, I had this conversation with Marty that the Shippletopia ticket should be called an e-ticket. And the thing is, I'm old, and at Disneyland and Disney World, it used to be you bought basic park admission and you bought a book of tickets. And the A tickets were the crappy, horrible rides, but the E-ticket rides were like the Pirates of the Caribbean and Space Mountain and the really cool stuff. Yeah. But I say e-ticket ride now, and like anybody under 40 like goes, "What the hell is he talking about?" I just think it would be cool to as a throwback to that,
Yeah. Well, I heard they're changing it. They're not going to be like free anymore either, right? Like I think they're charging you $20 for whatever that. Like I think it was called the e-ticket. I don't know, like the pass that allowed you to skip the line.
Yeah, well,
the fast pass.
Fast pass. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing away with that too. They're always iterating over there. They're always trying to find. I live 90 miles from Disney World, so I've been going there since 1971. I've been going there since the week it opened, as a matter of fact, right? But yeah, in the early days, the reason was people, was just trying to create a clean park, and so just getting into the park, there are lots of people like just sit on a bench and eat popcorn and watch the world go by. But other people want the rides, right? So if you got little kids, you only need A and B tickets, but anyway, as time went on and the rides got more complex, they did that, and then they did away with the whole thing. But now it's $116 to get in for a single day admission to a Disney theme park. All the rides are free, but it costs you $100 to get in the door. So
I'm just about as close to it as you, and I for some reason I just don't go very often because I'm here in Orlando. So I just
right on. I'm in Newport Richie. If you take 50 west, you come out about 8 miles north of me.
Yeah. I used to work for like a power sports dealership, and one of our dealerships was out there. So yep. But cool.
Yeah. So meanwhile, Jen's in Saskatchewan. So
far north.
Drive a little further.
Not that far. Yeah.
Weather's changing. It's very nice out now. It's
lovely now.
On the walks. It's beautiful.
Give it a couple months. Now
that it'll be prime time down here.
minus 50. Minus 50, it's coming. I had a question about avatars. You mentioned that they don't have legs yet and that you want to make them customizable. What are the chances? Let's say I happen to know a really good zombie artist. What are the chances that I could ask my zombie artist acquaintance to draw me as a zombie and make the bits, whatever they're called for the avatar, into NFTs, and then bring my own in?
Yeah. So I think there's a huge reason why we're kind of focusing pretty heavily on bringing in characters is I think there's a huge desire to be able to, express whatever you want to be inside of a virtual space. So having that full body and then being able to own NFTs that, equate to being able to equip different wearables, like from like a whole costume, like you're saying, to like, even just like a hat or a cape or, just something in your hand to be holding around. That's kind of why we're recreating the whole system, is to allow you to do that. But then on the other hand, we almost kind of want to allow you to also be able to create your whole avatar, like sort of like a VR chat where you just kind of import the model of the character that you want in. And that could be your avatar. That becomes a little bit more difficult. That I think that would just be a full skin, like you just wear it and that would be it, and you couldn't wear anything else with it. But like our characters will allow you to equip like the weapons, the axe, the like things that were designed for the game. Our characters will allow you to wear anything basically.
Cool. Well,
I'm anxious to get in there and try and tool around in there. I'm anxious now. I want to get in there and see what it's all about.
It's cool. I mean, like I said, we just brought it to the point where I think like, we will forever see at least some players playing it at this point. Like
Right.
And that was just within the last about week and a half ago. Now that you can kind of earn the NFTs through playing it, now there's people in there, doing that. And we actually had we've had some creators already create, wearable cosmetics for the avatars. And so one of the collections was Magenta. So she does like she did this mask set. So there's 20 masks that she made. They're really cool. Like they're super like detailed and really cool looking. And now when you go into like the forest or you're walking around town, you see like different people wearing, one of the 20 masks, and like people have kind of definitely gotten attached to a certain mask, right? So like that's their identity. So you see like maybe the blue mask coming up, you're like, oh, I know that guy. Like I know who's coming, basically. So you can already see hints of like how that customization and personalization of your avatar will kind of play out. Like even just with the one wearable in there, once we have that whole avatar system, like, it'll be like, I want to wear red today. And like, maybe you're just the guy that wears red or something like that. But like, it sounds kind of simple, but it does add a lot to that immersion of like, oh, I'm in here with other people that I can meet and socialize with and like, work together to like, craft the tool or go to that next concert that's coming up in the metaverse, or go shop the shops or see what the next NFT drop is.
Nice. Well, I'm still a guy that gets excited when I play XCOM that I can customize the color of my team's armor. So
yeah,
this is all going to be very impressive.
Yeah. It's not impressive right now. It really isn't. Like
no, but I can see how that develops into a thing where you have like almost a Second Life thing where people can broadly customize how they look and how they interact with folks. That's pretty neat.
Yeah,
pretty neat.
And the nice thing is the majority of the cosmetics right now, I don't think we've made one yet. Like it's all been community members doing their own NFT drops, and then we incorporate them in. So I think that's a cool thing that we're seeing is like, we don't have the event building yet, but we do have some people like, making whatever they want and creating collections solely based off of just Immersys alone. Because they know that just like making art alone, you're going to always have the crowd asking like, what can I do with this? Or what's like the future plan and stuff like that. By automatically issuing the NFT with a use case inside of a virtual world, you kind of take care of that initial brunt of like, win stake or stuff like that. Like, you can say that it has utility right away. It's wearable. You can use it in there. You can show it off. And then if it's a limited amount of them, then it holds value because people will see it and be like, oh, I want that. That looks cool. I want to be able to wear that. And then they just go to Atomic and, see where it's at.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What else you got, Jen?
I don't have a whole lot except for now enthusiasm. I want to go and get in there and do all the things and download it and play and I don't know. I'm sure I have obligations this afternoon like kids and stuff, but I want to play.
I know it's tough because now it's gotten to the point where I just want to play sometimes too. Mm-hmm. So like before I can even start working, I have to go in there and just play a little bit, say hello to everybody, and then I can I kind of just have to close everything out, no images of it, or else I'm gonna get drawn back in.
Yeah. So Dan, do you have a Wax wallet address? How much Shipple do you want for an e-ticket?
To be honest, just let me know yours, and I'll send it to you, and then you can give me whatever you want. I'm not going to put a price on it.
All right. Yeah, we'll do that for sure.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah. I'll send it to you in chat because we're all in here together. I can do that right now.
Yep.
Yeah, you got me definitely wanting to jump in there and see what's what.
Yeah, I want to see what all the things are all about, what everything's all about. And then I want to figure out how to cross it over, how to get the Shipple into Immersys and the Immersys into the Shipple and the Shippletopia into everybody. And I don't know,
Well, here's a way. You have people pay Liftium inside the game or Upliftium inside the game for access NFTs to Immersys.
Yeah, that could work.
I don't know if I can. I think that's a Microsoft ULA thing.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're just giving away an NFT.
If I give it away, I can. If I make people pay for it, I can't.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how that works. But like punch sign get thing.
That
could be doable.
We could have people giving away Immersys tickets as prizes for events, couldn't we? For like contests and events.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm
Should be able
watching
to.
Jen's wheels turn about whether that's doable.
I don't see
because
why
of
that
our
wouldn't be doable.
yeah. All right. Well, I know who we should talk to about that.
Yeah. Yeah. The missing person.
Yeah.
The one who's not here. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think that would
I
be
like this.
a great way for you to kind of go back and forth, and we could kind of have the same thing. Like I don't know, just recreating whatever you would want people to know to bring them into that space. Like it could just be like, like maybe there's like what's the Minecraft? Is it Bob? Is it Bob? Or what's his name? Like
Steve.
Steve. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Steve.
your base
So
character,
Steve,
yeah.
just have them in there and just, when you click on them, and like takes you to the website to go buy it, like buy the game if you don't already have it, or just opens it up and then, over to Shipple to learn about, the token and all you have going on as far as the charity work that's going on. And then, I don't know, then maybe one other thing that just gets issued out to them that grants them access to somewhere as well, and kind of just have that dynamic. Because I know Neon Space is also, in like the Uplift area as well. So what they've decided to do is they brought their city into Immersys, and then they built the city inside of there. So it's kind of just like this. I think the initial like start is definitely them kind of putting something in one metaverse and then also putting it in the other.
See, that was always Corey's beginning idea for all this, was to have all these projects feel comfortable and happy in the Uplift. Like find a way to include as many projects as possible. Like the whole Genesis server is built of projects, from
I mean, I'm in there, so like yeah.
And then the other worlds, it's just being great. Like I've been really enjoying, not just in Chicken Ka, which we have a vested interest in, but in all the worlds, watching people build amazing puzzles and structures and hotels and having people in to earn like a community membership card. It's been just great fun watching, because we thought we were going to have to micromanage people into being a community, but because we started with that idea, it really just it's building itself. And there's some bumps and potholes along the way for sure, but man, it's just been amazing to watch the community blossom and build things that include everybody, that are free for people. Just it's been fantastic. So
I sit there and I just watch it. I just have to appreciate it, to be honest. Like it just kind of naturally has to happen. And if you kind of, start with like the right vision, people will kind of listen to it, and it just kind of builds out. And I love it. So
and our own culture and legends are getting created, like the Great Panda Hunt, the Great Chicken Ka Panda Hunt, where pandas are extremely rare. Yeah. And we had like 20, 30, 40 people in there at a time searching for a panda so we could make a breeding pair. Because this is weird. Baby pandas, when they sneeze, it produces slime balls, which you need to make sticky pistons to make machines. So we had this like weeks-long search for a second panda. And I'm told, Jen, today the pandas disappeared during the villager purge. The pandas are gone, so we're gonna have to restock them.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. But you see what I mean? Like you can see Jen was emotionally impacted by the fact that we lost our pandas today.
I think that means we're going to have some sort of a pandemonium memorial. Or something.
Yeah.
Panda conjuring anyway.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Something like that. That's I wonder.
I mean, I don't mind using our extraordinary powers to replace things that, that got vaporized because that they weren't supposed to. So
yeah, I just wondered, and now I wonder how many other mobs were affected by that.
Yeah, I haven't been in yet, so I guess we'll find out.
Okay, well, that's going to be a can of worms.
Cool.
So Dan, we're doing away with all villagers in the Uplift world now, and going to a kiosk system for player trade. They can trade Upliftium for things in the game.
Yeah, I like that.
But all the villagers are going away, and when this server first started, before it was the Uplift world, we happened to have a village right near where the spawn was, but we allowed all the villagers to get killed. And I didn't know you couldn't respawn villagers. Like it wouldn't generate more villagers. So I had to get in a rowboat and row like 2 continents away and steal 2 villagers and row them back and put them in a lockup. And I'm describing this to Corey, and oh my God, I just invented slavery is what just happened here.
I feel like you have to do that for a lot of things in Minecraft. You just got to like cage them and stuff.
You got to put your morals aside and just do it. Yeah. So that's what happened. That's how we ended up having, Virginia Rupert, one of the CK7 calls them forced friends. That's I invented slavery on our Minecraft server.
Forced friends.
And I'm very glad that we're emancipating all of them.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes, I feel better about that. But the kiosks are going to be amazing. I've seen a preview and I can't
wait.
Talk about it yet, but oh my gosh, I'm excited.
Yeah. Selling resources is going to be fun. Selling and buying resources is going to be really cool.
Oh yeah, I've been stocking up on all the ones that people think you can't craft. I'm stockpiling and making them, and that's my shop. All those hard to get things that are really not hard to get. Yeah,
that's smart.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I've been thinking about the glazed terracotta, making a whole bunch of you can make all sorts of different patterns with those. I think it'd be fun to have a shop selling glazed terracotta because it's beautiful. Yeah.
Yes.
And I happen to have a lot of clay on my big plot, so I'm in business.
You got to work with what you got. Yeah.
Well, that's been fun to see too, because we, like in the chicken cow world, we don't have any of the mesa biome, which has all the cool different colored terracotta blocks that you can chunk out and then dye. We don't have any of that in chicken cow, but there are some worlds that don't have any beach, right? So or whatever. So we've got resources in one server that we can trade to people in another.
That makes sense.
Like we have a lot of jungle biome in chicken cow, and other people don't have that. So we got the giant jungle trees and all that good stuff. It's been like I'm really enthused about in-world economy, and I know Corey,
that's what you need. That blows it up. That's to me is always my favorite part about a game, to be honest, is just if it has some type of economy built in. And I think it helps by what you're saying, like the fact that somebody has a jungle and then the other person doesn't even have sand or something like that. Like that is really cool.
Well,
and
people
it creates value for them.
At first the plot selection was random. Like you just got a plot. And a lot of them were in open water. They were like ocean plots. And what am I going to do? Yeah, you can do a lot with that. You just have to get down to the bottom, make a little hole, and you can start mining. And watching people Imagineer their way into something really cool on an all water plot. Did we lose him?
Oh,
we lost him.
It looks like we did.
I bored him till he ran away. Mission accomplished.
Oh, there we go.
No. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Just
I bored you into running away. That's what happened.
Sorry. Yeah, you're saying
No, just watching people imagine their way into doing cool stuff with what doesn't look like much to begin with. That's been a real thing. Jimmy had an ocean plot, and he made this astonishing underwater world down there with like beaches and turtles under the water and craziness. Great fun. But I want to come in and see what you guys got going on in Immersys now. That's
I'm wondering about things I could sell as NFTs or anything else. Like now I've got the wheels are turning. I'm like, I have a bunch of real world things. Can I sell those somehow? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. So now I'm double extra interested.
Yeah. I mean, we have a shop where she actually has, other blockchains in her shop too. So you look at it and it's maybe just a sticker stand, right? So some of the stickers, take you off to maybe Nifty Blocks or Atomic Hub. And then the other ones take you off to maybe like OpenSea or Rarible or something like that. So, it all looks the same. It's all in the same environment, but like it all kind of collides. And then ultimately, like I was saying, like there's a lot of people that want us to kind of support other blockchains, right? Like, because we can. So maybe you sign in with your Ethereum wallet, and now all your Ethereum NFTs can be spawned out into the world. Like there's no cost to that, right? It's just, we just need to verify that you own the asset, and then we can bring you in.
Hey, look who's here. Corey's in the comment.
There he is.
Nice.
Good thing we're done talking about him.
Yeah, seriously.
Chad Blood, we hunt guardians on Greg's land in CK, and all of us sleep in his bed when he's not there. Don't tell him. They took me out of my home and put me on a headland somewhere, took a screenshot and took me back. I was like, how the hell did they do that? I was AFK before they changed the structure for that. But
timer
yeah,
up.
I have a guardian underwater temple on my, and this, I think it's the only one in the server. But now that we can't build machines and portals, we can't build a farm to farm Corey's favorite block, which is the sea lanterns, the big bright sea lantern blocks. So I need to get on that so I can start selling Corey sea lanterns to support his addiction. Yeah, he's telling you right there. He needs a tour.
I give personal tours.
He's got VR goggles too. He's got the Oculus goggles. So
Oh, he's all set up then. Oh, perfect. Okay, so we're swapping tours. So Corey is getting an Immersys tour, and Dan will at some point get a Shippletopia tour.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I do need one. Yeah.
I think this is reasonable swap.
It's amazing what they're, and I say they because I haven't built anything in there since early days, right? I mean, Marty and I went in there with wool blocks and sort of made towers to show where things would be eventually, and now all those things are actual structures in the world. It's phenomenal. And Jen and Russ and I don't know who else is on the build team, but they've been just killing it in there. It's beautiful.
Mostly Russell and Quentin, I think.
Right.
I just go test out the roller coaster and shriek a lot because it's fun.
Nice.
And because I don't separate real world drops from metaverse drops, I don't do heights. It's a good time.
So Dan, Ready Player One fan?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You're absolutely going to love Shippletopia then.
Okay.
Because it's a lot of
subtle hints to it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's not that subtle.
Oh, not even subtle. Just straight up.
No subtleties.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep. All right, man.
Well, we should probably head her here. I think I'm doing a meeting right away, but this is fun. I'm going to try out Immersys, and we should do this again. And next time, meet in
both
metaverse, two metaverse.
Yeah. We can start in one, move the other. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, send me both your wallets. I can get you passes sent out. I can actually send out a couple additional ones if you want to give them out to some people as well. I'm happy to do that.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Mine's in the comments here in the chat. So
perfect. Yep, got it.
If we're going to be giving some away, then let's say the first 5 people to complete the new Shipple mission that will be posted in the Shipple Telegram by the end of today. First 5 can get a pass into Immersys.
Nice.
Perfect.
Save your money for tools.
Yep.
Save your wax for tools.
Yeah.
All right. Hey Dan, thanks for coming in today. Thanks for hanging out with us for a bit. I knew
this was awesome.
Nothing about this project until today, so I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I feel like that's a lot. Like we're not talking about us very much. I feel like we're pretty bad at marketing, but it's all right.
Build slow. Remember what happened on the first day they opened Jurassic Park? Okay, so you want to open slow. But
no, I appreciate you having me on and talking with you. I mean, I love doing this kind of stuff. So just talking about it, especially with people that can understand the value of like a metaverse and already participating in it. You know what I mean? It's just, it's nice to talk to that.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we'll be in touch. Let's see, around November sometime.
Perfect.
See where we're at.
All right, Jen, I'll see you at 9.
That sounds good. And for everybody else, we'll see you here for I Love Shipple Wednesdays next Wednesday. Same time, same place, maybe the same crew, probably a different crew. We'll see you then.